Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tome of Uselessness. I'm Devon.
Me too!
Yeah. And I'm Dan. It's so ingrained. I guess I'll do it again.
Perfect.
Okay. Because you say it all the time, and I hear it all the time when I edit.
In your head,
Yeah.
You're like, I'm Devon.
But we're going to do a special recording about Devon's favorite series of movies, The Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I went and saw Fast 10, FX.
Well, and I guess full disclosure, I've literally never seen any of these movies. I think I've
Right.
seen pieces of them when I worked in booth. That's how old these movies are and how old
Yeah.
I am. That I'm like, oh yeah, they're racing something, sure. And now they're flying under submarines and going to space.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I guess, as part of the full disclosure, I've only seen 8, 9, and 10.
Oh, really? I've heard 5 is like the best one, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least that was the series when it turned around.
That's everybody's favorite one, is 5.
Is it? Yeah, okay.
Fast and Furious 10 is not a movie. It is fan fiction of Fast and Furious 5.
Nice.
So,
Specifically 5.
yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because the big deal I've learned through speaking to people who enjoyed the series is that in Fast and Furious 5, it was a really big deal that they did a heist with a safe.
Yeah, which is like the best one.
Yeah.
Or like it's pretty, like they're dragging it through the
And
thing,
it's
the
all
streets.
practical effects because they had like a radio, like a...
Well, no, they had a truck that was covered as a safe driving down the street with them.
Yeah, something
as well.
like that. Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah. And so it's everybody's favorite movie. So Fast and Furious 10, everything is about that movie.
Oh, okay.
So, my understanding is that Jason Momoa is not in Fast and Furious 5.
I don't think so, yeah.
He's in Fast and Furious 10 as the main bad guy.
Yeah.
Because he's the son of the bad guy who died in Fast and Furious 5.
Yes.
So the movie opens...
His family.
Because family.
Yeah.
The movie opens with, like, all these behind-the-scenes Fast and Furious 5 things that weren't in the original movie.
Right.
Like, of, like, Jason Momoa and...
Right, like, just, like, looking off screen where he's, like, they're doing stuff. And
Yeah,
I'm here.
Totally. He's, like, in the office, and he's, like...
Right.
Where he's, like, in a car, but then the car, like, goes down the wrong way or, like, goes off a bridge or something.
Right.
And he's like, that's why I'm not in the final fight scene, guys. It's fan fiction. It's not a movie. It's fan fiction of their own franchise.
Yeah. Their own in-universe fanfiction.
Yeah, it's so weird. So the movie opens with, like, retconning some stuff that happened in Fast and Furious 5.
Sure.
Jason Momoa wears suspenders, and he looks really good in them. Side note.
Interesting.
And then we cut to Dominic Toretto's family. Found family. Which includes, like, Ludacris and... other people, and they're at their house having a barbecue and drinking beers. And then that evening, you know, he puts his son to... I skipped a scene. He's trying to teach his son how to Tokyo drift.
Right.
Even though his son's like 8.
I was about to say, he's a young kid, right?
Yeah, he's like a young child.
Sure.
Teaching him to drive cars. Whatever, doesn't matter. Him and Rosario... No, not Rosario. What's her name? Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah.
You know, they have, like, a moment where, like, he's like, oh, my son said that I didn't fear anything, but I fear losing you guys. Family. And she's like, let's have sex. And he's like, okay. There's a shot that pans over to their wedding photo.
Yeah.
And I'd just like to point out that they are both wearing white tank tops in their wedding photo.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
in this franchise.
So then we get a bloodied up Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Who is bad guy
Yeah.
in 9 and 8.
Oh, so she was like the bad guy in the previous one. I thought she was like 2 movies ago.
No, she was a bad... Oh, she's a bad guy in 9?
I honestly don't know. Okay.
No, yeah, she was the bad guy in 9.
Okay,
Yeah. She comes and... there's like, so much and so little happens in every single scene that it's hard to, like, keep it all straight. During the barbecue, Roman, Tyrese Gibson, is going to do, like, a mission where he's, like, the leader.
Okay, yeah.
That's going to happen in Rome, and it involves a gold-plated Lamborghini and a remote control car. Vin Diesel's going to, like, hang back with his family for this one.
Yeah.
But, so Charlize Theron shows up.
To the barbecue.
No, after the barbecue.
Okay.
At night. She's all bloodied up.
Okay.
And she's like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? And
yeah.
He's like, and she explains this intense fight scene where Jason Momoa shows up to get...
Thing.
MacGuffin.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's an interesting scene because she has all these, like, dudes with guns.
Oh.
And they're on her team. Like, she employs them.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa comes in and he's got no gun. He's got, like, one knife.
What are you doing?
And I'm like, oh my god, is he going to fight all these dudes with gun with one knife? And no, he doesn't.
Oh.
All dudes with guns get a phone call and it's all their... Like, their family...
Threatening their
tied up.
Yeah.
And, like, he's like, if you want to see your family again, kill this bitch. And then he leaves. And I'm like, that's a great, intimidating scene, right?
Very much, yeah.
Also, like Jason Momoa, just on a side note, I'll just cover it now.
Yeah.
He's living his best life in this movie. He is eccentric man.
Right.
He has crazy fashion choices. Like, some would say, like, on the more, like, feminine side, but, like, I wouldn't call him, like, queer-coded because he's just, like, in touch with his feminine side. Like, he has painted nails and, like, does his hair in, like, little buns and stuff all the time. And he's so unhinged. There's a scene where he's, like, sharing cocktails with two corpses that he's, like... He's put tape on to, like, make them look like they're smiling, and he's, like, painting their toenails while they're having... Like, he's so unhinged, and he's having the best time in this movie, and he's easily the best part of the movie.
Right. Well, he's probably one of the few people in the movie with, like, charisma.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or at least allowed to have charisma, let's say.
Vin Diesel has none.
Yeah, because I was going to say, some other people in the main crew could be charismatic, but that's not their characters or whatever.
Yeah, like, Michelle Rodriguez, they just... Any charisma they have, they just dumb it down to, like, nothing.
Yeah, because I would say she can be charismatic.
Yeah, but Jason Momoa is having the best time in this movie, and
Sweet.
And he's the best part of the movie.
Right.
So, anyways, Charlize escapes through whatever.
Assume she beats those guys up. Yeah.
No, like, she, like, turns their guns off because she has a switch that turns guns off.
Of course, because who doesn't?
Yeah.
That's how guns work.
And they kind of beat her up a bit.
Sure.
She's all bloody and stuff, and she shows up. So then she informs Vinny that his crew thing in Rome is a trap.
Oh my god. Never saw that
Shocker, right?
Yeah.
So we cut to... Other things happen, who cares?
Sure.
We cut to Rome. They're trying to... they can't get a hold of them for reasons. Phones don't work in Rome.
Yeah.
So they're hijacking a truck that they think has Thing on it, but actually has a giant, like, 6-foot-tall ball that is a bomb.
So someone saw The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, shenanigans happen. Bomb starts rolling, falls out of the truck, rolling through Rome.
Sure.
Catches on fire, so it's a flaming bomb ball. And they're trying to get it to go into the river before it hits the Vatican, because it's, like, en route to explode the Vatican.
But why would they care?
Right? Because family.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
So they get... Bomb goes into river. Big bang.
Yeah.
Crew gets separated. Roman Lady and Ludacris go somewhere. I can't remember exactly because I don't care. No, they end up in a shipping container.
Okay.
To go to place.
Sure.
Because they have a secret meetup zone that they're all going to meet up in.
That makes sense.
So they end up in a shipping container because now they're America's Most Wanted because Italian police think they did bomb.
Right, think they're terrorists or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez gets arrested by the agency, which they work for, but now there's new boss at agency because other boss go bye-bye.
Okay, sure.
So Michelle Rodriguez is, arrested by agency. Also, at some point, Charlize Theron gets arrested by agency as well.
Right.
This is important for later. Brie Larson is Guy's daughter.
Which guy's daughter?
Guy who's disappeared.
Okay, sure.
I think his name is like No One or Nobody or No Man or something like that.
Right.
So,
like Kurt Russell's character?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's his daughter, and new guy that's running the agency is like, fuck these guys. And she's like, we can't fuck these guys. They're family. And
they're the crew.
Yeah, he's like, no, fuck these guys. And she's like, but I'm Guy's daughter.
Right.
And he's like, I don't care. And she's like, all right, I guess I'll go do things. So good about
Sure.
explaining movies.
Yeah.
So Vin Diesel meets up with Brie Larson, and she's like, situation is this? And he's like, okay, I'm going to go to Brazil. I think it was Brazil.
That's where the meetup is?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry. Unrelated.
The meetup is in Portugal.
Okay.
But he's like, I'm going to go to Brazil because I think, oh no, or maybe it wasn't Brazil. It was wherever 5 took place.
I don't know where 5
because he's like, I'll go down there.
Figure out what's up.
And see if I can find Jason Momoa and ask him to stop nicely.
Right.
Or whatever.
So he knows Jason Momoa is the bad guy.
Yeah. Because Jason Momoa, when he was remote controlling the bomb ball.
Right.
And he took over their radios and was like taunting them. Yeah. Okay. That's right. Okay. So, Brie Larson's like, go to Brazil or wherever.
Wherever, yeah.
Somewhere in South America.
Sure.
And he's like, okay, cool. And he's like, but you got to do something for me. You got to get Michelle Rodriguez out of the agency. And she's like, that's impossible. It's the best prison ever in the history of the world. And he's like, you got to go get her.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no dice. So now, all these things that I'm going to explain happen, like, intercut with each other, but I think I'll just focus on the 3 storylines to keep things
They're all at the same time. And
yeah. So, I'll start with Ludacris' crew.
Yeah, in the container.
End up in England, and they do have a nice throwaway line where they're like, hey, Helen Mirren shows up for a minute and talks to Vin Diesel. I don't remember why.
She was in one of the movies.
She was in 10.
Yeah.
Or 9.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, 9.
And I think she was in 8 too. No, maybe not 8. Who cares?
Yeah, you're not.
Who cares?
You're not
it doesn't
talking to the
matter.
guy who knows.
None of this makes any sense.
Okay.
So, Ludacris' crew ends up in England. There's a lovely throwaway line of like, hey, we're fugitives and this is the country with the most CCTV cameras in the world. Great idea, guys.
Yeah.
Girl is like, I know a guy that we can buy computers and guns from, but we don't have any money. And then Roman is like, I keep cash on me. Oh, because Jason Momoa emptied all their bank accounts through hacking.
Oh my gosh, so much hacking.
to fund his mercenary army.
Sure.
Yeah. So Roman is like, I just carry cash on me. I have $1 million in cash on me, so
Sweet.
It's fine. And they're like, okay, great. So they go to see Pete Davidson from SNL.
Okay.
Who gives them like, oh, you know who else is with them? The guy that died from Tokyo Drift, because he's alive again.
Han, right?
Han.
Yeah.
He came back in the last movie.
Yeah, no, I know he came back.
Yeah, so he's with them.
Yeah.
And he's like, he has one of Pete Davidson's drug muffins and has like a, they do the like effects that every movie uses for drugs.
In 2023?
Yeah.
Like... Okay.
So he has a drug muffin.
Sure.
They try to buy stuff from Pete Davidson, but it turns out that the dark web has a bounty on them.
Sure.
So he calls the police or whatever, and so they have to run away, and then they end up at Jason Statham's underground
thing
where
is he Hobbs or Shaw?
He's one of them. I think he's Hobbs. I think The Rock is Shaw.
Oh, okay, I honestly again don't know. He
might be Shaw and Rock.
Yeah, no, I honestly
Who
don't
knows?
know.
Yeah.
I know he's either Hobbs or Shaw.
He's one of those two. Yeah.
Yeah.
They go to his underground
bunker. Sure.
But it's like, I don't know how to. It's like a hotel ballroom.
Sweet.
That is empty except for a car and a punching bag. And he's just punching...
Only one car?
Yeah, one black, SUV. So
okay.
He's punching this punching bag.
Sure.
And then him and Han have a little fight because he's like, you're dead, and I killed you, so it's a bad thing that you're here. And the rest of the crew is waiting outside for reasons. Like, they probably know each other, but it would have been better if anyone else...
Yeah, because he turned a good guy, sorta, and helps him out.
Whatever. Right? Han goes in, he's like, I killed you, so I better fight you now.
So we must kung fu fight. Yeah.
And then secret police show up.
Oh, no.
Probably from the agency.
I would imagine.
There's a weird sequence where Han and Jason Statham are just, fighting... secret police, and then the punching bag falls down, and there's a accountant man in underwear comes out of it, and he's all tied up, and then he runs away.
Right.
I'm like, what is going on?
Could just be a James Bond reference to No Time to Die.
Oh, does that happen in that?
Yeah, in the beginning of the movie.
He's in a punching bag?
No, the bad guy is punching a punching bag, and then it's his tutor who sassed him.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
I don't remember that.
That's fine.
Anyways, that happens. I'm like, why is this happening? What's going on?
Yeah.
They fight off the secret police, and then they're like, oh, because Jason Statham's mom is Helen Mirren. And they're like, your mom's probably going to get killed. And he's like, well, I'm going to just take these guns and leave this movie now. It's like, what?
That's a little on the nose.
Yeah, it's like, I gotta go. You guys go to the meetup place.
Right.
Here's a jet or whatever to get there.
Some transport.
So that's their whole story. Then they go there.
Okay.
That's it. That's all. Oh, no, that's not it. Their car gets exploded into the ocean. And,
sure.
And it's like, are they dead? Probably not. No one stays dead in these movies. Except for Paul Reiser.
Paul Walker,
yeah. Whatever.
R.I.P.
Some Paul.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad, but also, I can't follow these.
No, you are correct. I think he's literally the only person who has not come back.
Because he's actually dead.
Actually dead.
Yes. Okay. That's their story.
Right.
That's what happens with them. It's meaningless. I don't even know why they're in the movie. And then we have, then we'll go to Michelle Rodriguez. We'll save Vin Diesel for last, obviously.
He's obviously the man.
She's in agency prison.
Mm-hmm.
Brie Larson comes to see her. Mm. She has Vin Diesel's cross necklace because he gives it to her. And she's like...
to show that she's on the up and up.
Yeah, she's like... I blocked the sound. I'm going to get you out of here. It's going to hurt. I have cross necklace. And Michelle Rodriguez is like, okay. And then they stage a little fight. And then Michelle Rodriguez wakes up strapped to a table with healing lasers that are healing her scars. You know that healthcare thing?
Yeah, definitely healing lasers.
Yeah.
I Googled it the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Healing lasers. Gotta cut, laser it off.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then looks over, and in the other medical bed is Charlize Theron getting healing lasers. And then they're like, don't like each other.
Right.
And then Charlize Theron is says something quippy. Who knows?
Sure.
Can't remember what it was. And then she goes beep, 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 on a little iPad that's strapped to the side of the medical bed.
Yeah.
And then it gasses all the scientists that are in a room up above them.
Wait.
So there's like room.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I
Like,
just explaining. But how does the iPad Bluetooth connect to the network gas system?
She's a very good hacker.
Right, clearly.
Anyways, they all pass out.
Sure.
Then Charlize and Michelle get out of the strapped down bed.
Yeah. I assume she could hack that because she just hacked the gas system.
She's hacking the gas that they keep.
Yeah.
Then the two of them, she's like, this is a job for two people. We're going to get out of here. We got to climb up this thing to the...
Do some things.
Do the things, right? And then Michelle Rodriguez is like, great. And then they have a big fight. Because she's like, now I know how to get out of here. I don't need you. So
right.
They have a big fight all over the lab. And then eventually Charlize gets knocked out. And then Michelle climbs up the little tube and looks out. And she's like, oh shit, we're in the Arctic. And I don't have shoes or jackets. So then she climbs back down. And
good call.
Yeah. Charlize is there with shoes and a jacket. And she's like, see, we have to work together. And she's like, grrr, mad.
Wait, but she has enough for both of them? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sounds like she has one shoes and jacket. How's that going to help?
She got two parkas.
Okay.
And two pairs of boots.
Out of the lab that they're...
I don't know where she got them.
Okay. I mean, it's probably nearby. If it's an Arctic prison, they probably have it handy.
Yeah, I thought she died, but I guess she was just knocked out. So then they scoot back up.
Okay.
And then this happens. This is at the end of the movie
right
now. Okay, we're fast forwarding.
Sure.
They scoot out. They're in the Arctic. There's nothing around. And then submarines, I guess there's an ocean nearby. A submarine pops up out of the snow.
Yeah.
And opens up and Gal Gadot pops out. And then it's credits. So that's the end of that storyline.
Sure.
Which I asked the person I was with, and she dies in an earlier movie.
Oh, right.
She's been dead.
I knew she was in an earlier movie.
Been dead for several movies. But she pops out. She's like,
sure.
Hello,
I'm Gal Gadot.
Yeah, I'm TV and movies Gal Gadot. This is Fast and Furious 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that storyline.
Right.
Now, back to Vin Diesel.
Okay, sure. No, but did Brie Larson also leave? She just was like...
Yeah, she left, like, before...
Before the fight between Charlize and Michelle Rodriguez.
Before they're even in the laser lab.
Yeah, no, but okay. But she just, like, set it up so that she could escape somehow.
Because I guess she talked to Charlize Theron about
Maybe,
it?
I guess. Okay.
I have no idea.
No, but
Elaborate plans that I do not understand.
Because she agreed to help her get out.
Yeah, so she set it up so she could escape.
Right. Maybe she set up the gas that was easily hackable as well. We'll assume.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, the hackable gas. She told Charlize about it.
Yeah. And set up that iPad to be more beefy than just, like, controls on a hospital bed that would probably just activate 3 things.
This just brings the bed up.
Yeah.
Charlize hacks it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. But yeah, on to the other storyline now.
Okay, so brief pause before we get to Vin Diesel.
Oh, no.
We gotta go to Vin Diesel's son. Vin Diesel's son is...
No, don't introduce a kid.
Yeah, no, we gotta introduce a kid. This was actually one of the most charming storylines.
Oh, okay.
Vin Diesel's kid is with Vin Diesel's sister, whose name I don't care.
Sure. That was Paul... Wasn't that Paul Walker's love interest in the original movies?
Who knows?
Anyway.
I haven't seen the original movies.
I've
only seen 8, 9, 10.
Right, I think it was. Anyway.
She's there with kid.
Yeah.
Agency attacks.
Oh, no.
She fights them. Kid hides in his bedroom. You think kid's gonna... You hear agency guy banging down the door. You're like, no. And then, not agency guy, it's John Cena. Who's Vin Diesel's brother.
He's Vin Diesel's brother, yes.
They look so similar.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And he's like, I got you, kid. So he fights bad guys. And then him and kid go
on an adventure?
Yeah, we go to meeting place.
Okay, yeah.
And sister goes not with them for reasons.
Well, and again, if it's the character, she has kids, I think, so.
I don't know. Anyways, they have a little road trip. It's kind of cute. They have some, like, bonding time. Then they create fake passports in the trunk of his car with computer.
Sure, an HP printer.
But it's like a Toyota like Tercel, and then they're like in the back of the car making passports.
Sure.
But whatever. And they go on a plane, and he has a kayak in a duffel bag, like a hockey bag.
Sure, like a foldable kayak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while he says it's a kayak, it's not actually a kayak. He says they're going on a kayaking trip.
Okay.
They get in the plane. Agency guys are on the plane.
What?
But like, he knocks them out and puts them in the bathroom together.
Classic. Yeah.
The flight attendants, I guess, are in on it because they're like, through here, and then they go down to the bottom part of the plane and they open up the kayak bag, and it's actually a hang gliding plane thing.
Sure.
That they have to create and like
Assemble.
Fuel for using like 3 mini vodka bottles. Anyways, they fly into Portugal to the hideout spot.
Yeah, but how do they get out of the plane? Because I assume it's a commercial 747.
There's a button that goes.
Okay. I assume it's a commercial, like, passenger jet. Those don't usually have cargo bay doors, as far as I'm aware.
This one does.
This one does. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, listen, if you're going to get hung up on
cargo
bay doors.
I wanted to ensure I understood that there was cargo bay doors on this passenger plane.
It's like that kind. Yeah. They fly down. They get to the secret spot. Mm-hmm. Nobody's there. Oh, no. But then John Cena reveals that he has a car with like 16 cannons glued to it. Which is...
At the meeting spot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a cave.
Yeah.
It's a cave.
It's a stash spot, yeah.
That is... They have to go through like a fishing hut to get to. Kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah, anyways. Bad guys are approaching because... What happens with Vin Diesel is that Jason Momoa gets thing that tells you where everybody is all the time.
It wasn't that the MacGuffin from a previous movie, The God's Eye?
The God's Eye, yeah. So, bad guys close in. They get into cannon car.
Yeah.
Go on a
high-speed chase.
They're shooting things. And then at the height of the chase... Vin Diesel shows up. I'll explain why later.
Sure.
Vin Diesel shows up, and Kid gets... Wait, what happens? Kid gets grabbed into Jason Momoa's car.
Oh.
And so John Cena sacrifices himself by driving into a bunch of bad guy cars, and boom, boom, explosion.
Right.
And then Kid flies... So Kid uses... the lessons from the driving lessons.
Yeah, Tokyo drifting earlier.
Yeah, to understand when is the right time to jump out of Jason Momoa's car into Vin Diesel's car.
Right, because the physics of it.
Yeah. And so we'll pause it there, and we're going to go back to Vin Diesel's story now.
Okay.
Because otherwise this won't make sense.
I mean, it's it's a whirlwind.
Okay, so... Vin Diesel goes to Brazil or whatever.
Yeah, South America.
He drives in his car. Okay. He drives in his car to a party that's full of people, and he just drives into the crowd, like, slowly. Yeah. They all part ways.
Of course, yeah.
And
it's a car.
Yeah. His buddy from...
Earlier movie, 5.
From 8.
Oh, from 8, sorry.
Is there.
Yeah.
I think it's from 8. I know that there was a car... I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyways, some guy, kind of... He's on Vin Diesel's side. Mm. They're, like, happy to see each other. There's all these, like, half-naked women dancing around them. And then another car pulls up, and it's Lady from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
What's her name?
Isabel
something?
Yeah.
Anyways, Yurna, whatever her name is from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ura, it was her name.
Yeah, Ura.
Yeah.
Also, what else was she in? Oh, Ratcatcher 2.
Yeah, she's Ratcatcher 2.
She shows up.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't like you for reasons, and I'm going to race you. And Vin Diesel's like, I'm not going to race you. I'm Vin Diesel.
Yeah, I got stuff to do.
I would win.
Family,
whatever. And she's like, mad for some reason that I don't understand.
Right.
And then Jason Momoa shows up. He drives his car right into the crowd,
Whoa.
too. And he's like, we're going to race Vin Diesel. Won't this be great? If you win, you can just arrest me.
Oh, okay.
And Vin Diesel's like, okay, let's have a race.
Because I was literally about to ask. I was like, there hasn't been a race in this movie.
Yeah,
so here we go.
We got a race. But first,
all Sure.
And it's the stupidest looking scene. Because they're all in, like, rave wear.
Yeah, like, where are these guns coming from?
Like, it looks like a weird resort that they've just driven into. And, like... There's like there's like weird like boop 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 music going on. I'm like, what is this movie?
And why the guns? They agreed to the race.
Yeah, they might have agreed to the race after the guns, but it's just like a weird scene, and it does this weird pan out, like it's gonna cut to commercial,
or like to show the crowd size, I guess.
No, it just like it feels like it's gonna cut to commercial.
Right.
Anyways, they race. So it's Vin Diesel's friend. Angry lady who Jason Momoa is putting lots of sexual harassment onto, and Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
And then they start racing, and then Jason Momoa is like, who are you going to pick to save? Because I've put bombs on both of their cars. And so Vin Diesel's friend explodes.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say, but he doesn't know the other lady, so what does he care?
Well, he does know the other lady.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But I think this is the first movie she's in, but she had a sister who died in another movie.
Sure.
But I also, like, there's parts of this that I'm just gonna get wrong.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Because I haven't seen them all.
No, I was just, like, it seems like not an empty threat, but it, like, oh, pick one. It's like, but I only know the one dude. So.
Yeah. So anyways, Vin Diesel picks Lady to save.
Right.
Pulls her out of the car. And then...
And his buddy explodes.
Buddy explodes first. Like, he could have, it seemed like he had time to save them both. But he doesn't. He only saves Lady, and Buddy explodes. And
it's a harrowing situation.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Jason Momoa drives off all happy that he beat Vin Diesel in a race because he exploded his friends. And then we go to Lady's house, and they have moment where Lady's like... My sister did good, and I'm the bad kid, and I'm never gonna live up to being a good kid. And Vin Diesel's like, no, you're family. And then she's like, guess what? My sister has all the files about Jason Momoa, because she was a cop, and I saved them. And then they look through, and they're like, turns out Jason Momoa owns a warehouse.
As you do.
Must be his HQ. And Vin Diesel's like, I'm just going to go over there then.
Sure. Let's check it out.
Yeah, like you do.
Yeah.
So, Vin Diesel leaves. There's like a bunch of agency guys following him. But he like winks at a dude sitting on the side of the road. So the dudes beat up the agency guys that are supposed to be like the superest of super police.
Super soldiers, yeah.
So that's a thing that happens. He goes to the warehouse, and it's just like serial killer Hall of Fame, like just like video and pictures of various scenes from previous movies.
Right.
And then the phone rings, and it's Jason Momoa, and he's like, you
got 2 minutes to get out.
Bad guy shit that they always say, and blah blah blah. And then the agency comes in and arrests Vin Diesel.
Oh, he gets arrested now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So then they're in a car, and they're gonna go over the bridge where Jason Momoa's dad died.
Right.
So they're going over the bridge, and then thing happens where they get out of they get hit, and so Vin Diesel gets out of the car.
Sure.
And then he's like, Jason Momoa's there. There's a bunch of dudes. Agency guy, head of the agency guy is there.
Oh, really?
Brie Larson shows up, and they're all fighting. And it looks like Vin Diesel's gonna win, but then Jason Momoa's like, haha, I've got Lady. Like Lady whose house he just left.
Right, okay, yeah.
And he's
but Vin Diesel is like, no cuffs or anything, and he's fighting?
Yeah, I somebody might have let him out.
Okay.
I don't remember.
He's on the side of the agency now?
I don't know.
Okay. Because you said earlier they used to work for the agency, but now they're on the outs. So
Yeah.
and I guess maybe Brie Larson's like, no,
Yeah,
after these guys or whatever.
But because head of the agency is like, oh, you actually are the good guy,
right?
In this scene,
in this situation, yeah, Jason Momoa is the bad guy.
Jason Momoa, not you guys,
right?
We get it now.
Yeah.
Anyways, Brie Larson gets shot. Jason Momoa gets away. Lady is safe.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And then agency guy's like, I'm on your side now. I'm going to take you to the safe zone so we can meet up with your crew. So they...
But I have Michelle Rodriguez in the Arctic.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
She's already escaped by this point,
right.
I guess.
Yeah. She won't mention that. Yeah.
So they go to highway that John Cena and Child are getting chased on. And
okay.
Jason Momoa is also there. Always.
Yeah.
And so they can't land the plane, so Vin Diesel just drives his car out of the plane.
Of course.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can do that with the e-speed match.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Anyways, chase scene goes on. Kid jumps into car. They end up on a dam.
Yes.
And then 2 big semi-trucks are gonna...
Smash them.
Yeah,
Nice.
so Jason Momoa is on the radio being like, haha,
I got you now.
Finally, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So then semis are coming, and then he's like, I don't know, says something to his kid that's supposed to be memorable.
I was going to say, buckle up your seatbelt?
Yeah, something like that. Drives off the dam. Drives down the dam.
Sure.
Lands in the water. They get out of the car. They're hugging. And then Jason Momoa is like, I'm going to explode the dam.
Yeah.
He explodes the dam.
Wait, so the semis didn't cause an explosion?
No, they just
kinda
crashed
smashed?
into
okay.
yeah.
They're not like fuel tankers or whatever?
No, there's little bombs everywhere.
Okay, yeah.
He explodes the
so
dam.
He's got the detonator and he's like, whoop, kind of thing.
And then the movie ends. That's it.
Yeah, like I said, I asked you this before previously that I was like, wait, this is literally the movie end when he drives down the dam, so I was wrong about that. They show them making it down there,
yeah.
But then the dam exploding, which is in the trailer. This is why I asked.
Yeah,
like, why would that be in your trailer?
Yeah, see, that is how it ends.
Yeah.
Well, no, the last scene is when
the Gal Gadot one,
they pop out and then
but
I'm Gal Gadot.
Like your action climax scene is this exploding thing, which was in the trailer.
Like the credits just start going, and I was like, "What is this movie?" Like,
yeah, like I mean, I know they're making 2. They said they were going to make 2.
Yeah.
But it just seems like such an odd place to end a movie.
Yeah, it's so there's no like
all the other setups made sense. Okay, Gal Gadot pops up, we're rescuing this and that, but it's like you don't end with a giant explosion with presumably dam water now coming towards 2 of our characters.
Yeah.
That's not a good place to end a movie.
Like flaming dam water.
Yeah, like that's not a place to end a movie.
You know when water catches on fire?
Well, there's concrete in there that catches on fire. Because, rock is very flammable.
Obviously. So, that's the movie. My predictions for FX 2 or 0.5 or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Aye.
Fully loaded.
Yeah.
I think his crew did not die. I think
no, of course not.
Ludicrous crew is going to be fine.
Yeah. They're fine. I assume John Cena's not dead either.
He seemed real dead.
No,
he'll come back? Okay.
Yeah. He's John Cena.
That's fair. He was like Jason Momoa is the best part. John Cena was the second best part. Because he's just being like a lovable uncle the whole time. And it's very charming. Which
is a weird term because he was like murderer guy in the previous movie
or
whatever.
But then they remembered they were brothers.
Right.
So now they're fine.
I mean, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So I think every character who's ever died is going to come back to life.
Yeah.
And there's going to be I guess there's going to be Team Girl Squad.
I was about to say.
Like Gal Gadot, Michelle Rodriguez, Charlize Theron,
I was expecting
and Brie Larson.
Yeah,
they're all going to be
Yeah, I was expecting Brie Larson to help them escape, and then it'd be like, girls getting it done, Girl Squad time.
No, it's going to be they'll meet up.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And then it'll be girl bossing it to the max.
It'll melt people's brains.
Yeah.
The people who like these movies, they'll be like, yeah, women doing things.
Well, they won't. They won't defeat Jason Momoa.
No, of course not.
Obviously.
Obviously not. Yeah.
Because I assume Jason Momoa is going to become family. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, also there's a post-credit scene.
With The Rock, right?
With The Rock. And he's like doing a raid on a theater. And then there's like a phone there. And he takes off his helmet. And it's like, I'm The Rock.
Because he said he wasn't going to be in these movies anymore.
Yeah, because he hates Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
And then the phone is Jason Momoa being like, don't think I haven't thought of you or whatever.
Yeah.
Then, oh my god, this is just...
Yeah, because him and Statham will need to team up, Hobbs and Shaw style.
Yeah.
To, like, do something.
Yeah. They're going to do stuff with Helen Mirren, I assume. Maybe Helen Mirren will join...
Girl Squad, yeah.
Girl Squad.
Yeah, basically.
And, yeah, and then that'll be the movie.
Yeah, but how does... Okay, Jason Momoa had... Like, was there another bad guy introduced? Like, a second in command? Or is it just him and then, like, faceless goons?
It's him and Faceless Goons.
See, that's not exciting, though, because then it's
Everyone who works for Jason Momoa...
Yeah, it's just goons.
...is, like, people whose families have been kidnapped. Like, across the board.
Right.
Like...
So he's just using intimidation, not, like, leadership and family, as it were.
Like, there's a part with, like, the bomb in the Vatican.
Yeah.
Where he's like, hey, you guys better not try anything, because I'll murder your sister, kind of thing, right? Like,
right.
So, I assume that, like... Between 5 and 10, Jason Momoa is just painstakingly kidnapping like 500 people so they can have an army.
Well, yeah, that would take time.
Yeah.
And no one would notice.
No one would notice.
Yeah.
And that's why he wasn't in the 5th movie.
Right.
He went off to do that, I guess.
No, because I was going to say, like, the crew is so large that having just one bad guy doesn't really, like,
I wonder if
makes sense for, like,
maybe,
Vin Diesel will punch him, sure.
Yeah.
But then what is everybody else, who's everybody else punching or racing or smashing into
I
walls?
feel like Jason Momoa is going to have bomb that needs to be hacked into space or something. And that's what Ludacris Crew will take care of.
Sure.
And then I assume that Team Girl Squad will just fight Faceless Goons.
Mm-hmm.
And Vin Diesel will fight Jason Momoa.
Definitely, yeah.
And
Hobbs and Shaw will maybe deal with agency stuff or something. Or maybe more Faceless Goons.
Yeah. Oh, because I forgot to mention, agency guy double crosses at the last second.
Go.
So he's that's who Hobbs and Shaw will take on.
Yeah, definitely they'll take them on,
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Don't go see this movie. It's real bad.
Well, and again, we've talked about this, like, on the show, off the show, like, in life, that is just like, from those humble beginnings of that first movie, where they literally just steal a truckload of DVD players.
Yeah.
To then becoming international spies or whatever. And it's like, all of these skills that they just can do, and it was like, they used to just do street races. That was what they did.
Yeah. Also, they have, like, millions and millions of dollars in secret accounts.
Yeah.
And Vin Diesel still lives in the same, like...
Well, you can't be showing that off.
2-story house that he was in the first movie.
Yeah, no, because then the IRS will come after you if you got, all that big money.
You could go slightly nicer.
Sure. You could remodel at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could maybe do more than just white tank tops at your wedding.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah.
You could maybe get a suit, at least. Yeah, no, like I said, I haven't seen any of these movies, and just from what you've described and everything, it's just like they're so ridiculously over the top. And just like the fact that I love that description of that this is fan fiction.
It's fan fiction. I don't know how else to describe it, right? Like, the first thing that popped in my head, because I leaned over to, like, the person I was seeing the movie with, because he'd seen all the movies.
He's seen
right?
them all, yeah. Okay.
And I'm like, what's this footage in Fast and Furious 5? And he's like, no. I'm like, so they reshot this with Jason. Like, he wasn't in it.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. I'm like,
they just, like, recreated stuff, yeah.
And they also, I think they, like, redid some of the safe stuff.
Well, because like I said, I've seen the trailer because it was a movie I did not care to see. Yeah. And I think I caught a glimpse, like where it's like his car gets knocked off into the water or whatever, and then he's, like, floating, or I assume that either that's his dad or him. Floating in the water, and I was like, like I said, it was like they would have to recreate that shot.
But I think all the safe stuff that they recreated was like
brand new
digital stuff,
and
not like practical.
No, yeah,
and it looks really weird and janky.
Sure,
like, yeah. Actually, there's there's a few exceptions. Like, I think the Charlize Theron and Michelle Rodriguez fight scenes, I think those were all, like, really nicely choreographed.
Well, they both have fight skills, right?
Yeah.
So, especially Charlize.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
But, like, the majority of the things were definitely not practical. They were CG.
Well, and that's the part of the, like I said from the beginning, that was, like, the charm. It was, like, they were racing these cars, like,
Yeah.
you know, they're jumping from car to truck and stuff like that, and, like you're saying, the races become more elaborate, and these sequences become more elaborate that they can't do what they
No,
want.
because they're so stupid now.
Yeah.
But it just looked bad.
Oh, really? That's a bummer.
Like, it looked noisy, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's like those digital effects that you can add to just like add more particulates and smoke and everything like that to try to hide some of the fact that there's CG elements or whatever, right? But I like you said, it can cross a line because I assume in this one, like they must have a high budget.
It crossed the line when there was a flaming round bomb ball rolling towards the van.
Yeah, like you can't. I don't think Rome would let you roll. I mean, maybe you could probably do a street or two, but you know, I assume it's more elaborate in the movie. But no, I was gonna say like there must be a big budget behind this, but I assume much of it goes to the cast.
Yeah, well, when you have every actor in Hollywood in your movie,
yeah, exactly,
it's gonna eat up a lot of your budget.
Like I almost imagine it would be on the par of like the Guardians, like that we talked about previously. Like it's got to be like something. Know. Like we can find out. You still have it here, yeah. Wow. Whoa, wow. 340 is what's listed here.
Shit.
But that could also be because if they're shooting them back to back, there'll be some up costs and stuff like that. Like the second one will probably maybe have a lesser budget. But that's insane. That's an insane amount of money.
It didn't look like it was worth that much.
Yeah, well, like I said, a good chunk must go to the cast.
Yeah.
Of course, as well. So I don't know. I mean, this franchise has made so much money and lasted so much longer than anyone probably predicted. Yeah, like even myself, too. That is just like, but they keep making bank, so
yeah,
you know, that's why they keep making them. But again, as far as I'm aware, these two are the last. They said they were done. Right?
They might do like
spin-offs, like
spin-offs. Yeah.
Like that, right?
But yeah.
Well, that was insane, Devon.
I know. I had to tell you about it because I'm like, this movie isn't a movie. It's like the biggest budget fan fiction ever.
And how long until the next one comes out? 1 year, 2 years?
I don't know.
Probably 2 then, if you don't know.
Yeah. Well, there was no trailer for it at the beginning.
Right.
Also, it felt like a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, I was about to say
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Wow,
yeah, like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, 2:20. Yeah, I can see there.
But man, it felt way longer.
Yeah, which was weird because Guardians, like I said, we just spoke about. That must have been That was 2 something, but it wasn't that long. Like it didn't.
Feel like it. Yeah. No, this movie, like, for as action packed of it as it is, it dragged for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, though, I was in a theater. Okay. If it was any other movie...
opening weekend, right?
Yeah, I thought opening day.
Yeah.
There is so many people just talking through the movie. Like, not even, as far as I could tell, not even about the movie.
Like, yeah, like, not even like, oh, that was sweeter.
Having conversations nonstop. And if it was any other movie, I would have complained.
Sure.
Like the Karen that I am.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why are you going to the movie if you're going to talk through the whole movie?
That's
especially when you try and you
have
to try to talk over the fucking explosions that happen every 2 minutes.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Were they talking during action sequences?
Through the whole movie.
That's, you know, like the downtime when they're doing whatever.
Yeah. No, beginning to end. It was so irritating.
That's very irritating.
Yeah, like, there was several people doing this through the movie. And also, people, I think, filming the movie on their, like, cell phone?
Right, because they gotta be like, I saw Fast and Furious, check it out.
Yeah. Like, because, like, they're just, like, people with their phones out, and, like, you can see the screen and stuff, and I'm just like, oh my god.
So weird. See, and again, this is always, it goes back to, we both worked at the theater. There was always be certain movies that would bring out, like, different crowds.
Yeah.
You know, the pay-per-view wrestling always brought out its own unique peoples. But yeah, like a movie like this, like that doesn't shock me, but also like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But this is also one of the reasons why I gravitate towards usually the VIP theaters because they cost more, so there's more of a sunk cost investment where it's like, you're going to watch this movie.
Yeah. No, I feel like, it was just like, I don't know. I don't know how to...
Weird.
It's like people who aren't, like, not to sound like a snob, but it's like people who aren't interested in cinema go to see these movies.
Sure. Well, and I was about to say, I just made a crack about VIP costs. So
fair enough.
I'm already coming across as a snob. Yeah. No, but you're right. Again, it's like it attracts a certain crowd, but also like usually, again, maybe generational. That it's like, yeah, you don't go and you don't talk through the movie.
Yeah.
You do when you're at home having some friends, you're watching the movie.
Yeah.
That's, you're
but like
riffing
if
on
you're
this
paying
movie.
to go to a theater,
Yeah.
don't fucking talk through the movie.
Yeah. So that's always one of the things, like, I think I've gotten looks before, because again, you know how I don't care about trailers.
Yeah.
I'll be like reading a book or something like that during the trailers, and I've had people like looking over at me, and then when the movie starts, I'll like put everything away. I'm like, yeah, I'm here to watch the movie.
Yeah, so I think that maybe that contributed to the fact that it felt like it dragged, because I was just like...
hearing this conversation.
Because, like, I don't know if I've talked about it on the show before, but I have such a hard time filtering sounds, and when there's layered sounds that, like, don't go together, it makes me want to punch things. Like, it just makes me so aggravated. So seeing the movie and then just hearing, like... bits of conversation. I was not having a good time.
That's fair.
But yeah, anyways, I don't recommend it. Don't go see it.
Fair enough. I have no opinion because I didn't see it, but I also agree. Don't see it.
I'm definitely going to see the last one.
I was going to say, you got to finish it, of course. Yeah.
Obviously. They always come out in the summer, so, you just pay to go sit in AC for 2 hours, and that's fine by me.
It's a series I've, like, thought about that I was like, oh, maybe I should watch these. They're clearly popular. Maybe they're fun. But then I've seen, like, either reviews or just we talk about it, and I'm like, I shouldn't see this movie.
I feel like the best way to experience the Fast and Furious franchise is to look up clips on YouTube.
I was going to say, could I, just see, like, a 10-minute montage?
Because there's, like, Peter, my brother, showed me some clips, too. Like, there's a silly clip in the first movie The Rock's in where he,
breaks his cast.
He flexes out of his cast. Like, that's fun.
Yeah.
You don't need context.
No. Well, and this is, so the leading up to this movie, The Weekly Planet, their Caravan of Garbage series, they did 3, 4, 5, I think, recently.
Oh, nice.
Or 4, 5, 6, of the Fast and Furious, because previously they did 1, 2, 3. Nice. So that's how I actually know some of these movies, because I've watched comedians like riffing on the movies as well. So yeah, Caravan of Garbage, they've done a whole, I think, 1 to 6 now.
Oh,
so
nice.
That's how I actually do know some stuff, but like, I don't know anything. but
this is a joke that only entertains me, but Fast and Furious 8, F8 was called The Fate of the Furious.
Yeah.
I really want them to call Fast and Furious 9 The Fine and the Furious, because it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just fine.
Everything's fine.
It's fine. That's my thing.
Nice.
It should have been The Fine.
But yeah, I guess let's wrap it up here.
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you so much for listening to this crazy breakdown of Final Fantasy. Not Final Fantasy, now I'm saying it.
It's contagious.
Yeah.
And you think your name is Devon.
Fast 10, or whatever it is, 10. And you can follow us on Instagram, YouTube. That's the only 2 social media we're on. Check out our website. It's all Tome of Uselessness. TomeofUselessness.com for the website. You can email us, topic suggestions, comments about Devon's crazy breakdown of the movie, things that we missed, because I'm sure we missed stuff.
Oh, I know I missed things.
Of course.
Because my memory is this fucking sieve.
That's why we misremembered stuff. But yeah, tomeofuselessness@gmail.com. And thank you so much for listening.
You. Yeah.
Bye.